The Coffee and the Company Podcast Season 3.
Just a conversation over the dinner table.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. With the headphone and
With the headphone.
of course with camera.
Yeah.
Welcome, man. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, Dennis.
It means a lot to me that I'm able to talk to you.
Yeah.
I heard your name many years ago, many years until right now.
Yeah. It's been a long time.
And you've been, of course, many years ago when you won your first championship. That's how we know you.
Yeah.
That's how I know RBB, Ray Beanbag.
Yeah.
And ever since, I'm very curious, who are you? Right.
Wow.
Like
Who
as
am
a personally,
Yeah.
like, who are you? I heard a lot of good things about you
Okay.
from Kyung, from
Okay.
people who knows you. Indirectly, I know. And I heard you're quite genuine and polite person.
Yeah.
And a nice guy, Mr. Nice Guy, right?
Sort of. So far, that's what I hear from other people.
So it means a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
You're the first guest of 2025, and I'm able to have this opportunity to have, a conversation with you. I hope it goes very deep, and I'm very good at it.
Okay. Let's start it.
And
Yeah.
what makes you want to join as a barista at first
Mm-hmm.
back in 2012?
Yeah. 2012.
Right?
Yeah.
What makes you want to have ask job from Kyung? That is his
Oh, wow.
perspective. That
Yeah.
is his perspective,
Yeah.
his side of the story, right?
Yeah.
So what were we doing?
Okay.
I'm very curious. And also I've heard that you bake your own pastries
Yeah, I do.
and you're very good at it. I
Sort
heard
of.
because I heard
Yeah.
that I heard from Joshua,
Mm-hmm.
which is my friend. Joshua Wang is the best croissant that he ever had when you opening.
Okay. Happy
Yeah.
to know that.
Yeah. So how come?
How did this start?
Yeah, how did you start it? Like, what were you doing before you started as a barista in
Yeah.
Ray Beanbag back in 2012?
Yeah. Okay. That's a long story, long way back. Okay.
We have time, man. We
yeah.
have time.
I think to begin with, I studied. So I graduate as a pastry chef. So I have an advanced diploma in patisserie. So that is by default my foundation.
Okay, where did you study?
Malaysian Institute of Baking, MIB.
Oh, PJ? Uptown?
PJ, it's called the Old Town area. Yeah, the MPBJ.
Yeah,
that
there's
part.
PJ New Town, right?
Ah,
State.
New Town, sorry. Yeah,
PJ State.
PJ State.
Your cafe is in Old Town.
My
right?
cafe, Old Town.
Yeah,
Yes,
contour.
yes. So, I studied there. Then I graduate. But soon after I graduate, I already have a dream to run my own cafe someday. That was my very, very initial, the young early days. Everyone's like, I want to open my cafe. I want to run my cafe.
Yeah, man. That's
That's
I heard this all the time.
that's the same for me as well. That was my very first dream, as in my first intention was to really open a cafe. So after graduation, I worked in the kitchen as a chef instead. So I was working in a Italian restaurant called La Casa. It was
Sounds familiar. When
it was
where is
at Desa
Changkat?
Park City back
Desa Park
then.
City.
I think the recent ones a few years back, I think they opened at Verve, but eventually I didn't really follow up whether
Okay.
they are still operating it.
So
That
you were a
was,
chef over there.
So yeah, so the early years at 2010, 11, I was a chef over there, working for about 2 years ish.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was also helping in the pastry kitchen over there, so working here and there a little bit and assisting mainly in the hot kitchen. So I was
Okay.
doing like pizza, I was cooking pasta, grilling steaks and stuff like that.
14 hours a day.
Sort of, yeah, from
Okay.
day to night.
All right.
So that's the very, very start of my journey. So I wanted to learn a lot of everything literally. It's
Okay.
like my dream to run a cafe is to know how to cook, to know how to bake, to know how to make coffee, to know how to operate the cafe,
Yep.
like as a waiter, waitress.
Okay.
So of course, before I worked as the chef, I was also part-timing at different places as waiter and
I see.
different Chinese restaurants and some cafes. So those were the early years when I was still studying.
Okay.
Yeah. So after 2 years plus, I was working as a chef, and I thought, yeah, I've sort of learned a lot of stuff that I
Okay.
need to know. You know, I think it's a very, very typical youngster mindset. You know,
Okay.
like 2 years, okay, I can cook, I can make pizza, I can grill, I know everything.
Okay.
So that's where I move on. So the next was to learn how to make coffee, to operate a bar, because I already knew how to make cakes, and I was also I learned how to cook. So I thought, yeah, the last thing to learn was to make drinks, make coffee,
Drinks, yeah.
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 So in between during the years, I was already baking as well, baking at home. Supplying to 1 or 2 cafes back then,
Okay.
even though I was still working, but it was just a very, very small cafe.
What did you supply?
Like cheesecakes
Okay.
and tiramisu cake, very, very basic stuff to a cafe.
Also, to you, it's a very basic stuff.
Yeah, back then. Yeah, and also I mean, I
Okay.
take in orders like those, friends that order cakes, like monthly celebration cakes. So that was all the side income that I was
Okay.
making back then.
Okay.
So
Where you got the time? Because you're working and then plus you
there's
bake at
always
home.
off days. Yeah.
All right.
So I try to
Once
plan
a
for
week
it,
only.
and because my workplace is literally 5 minutes away from me, so I save up a lot of time in terms of
Traveling to work.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So I usually will wake up really early, or I will stay after work. I will bake at home after work, because it's not a lot, like really not a lot. Probably 1 cake per week kind of thing. So it doesn't take up a lot of time. But that was just pretty much of my like side income, just keeping my passion on pastries.
I see.
Making cakes and stuff.
I see.
Keep it going.
Okay.
So eventually, after a hot kitchen chef, so I thought, yeah, I wanted to work as a barista, because that's where I get to expose about coffee in the Italian restaurant. So I
Okay.
was drinking. I still remember I was drinking Barista before when I was a chef. It was like the commercial Italian dark roast,
Okay.
and that was the way to go.
Typical,
So,
typical Western restaurant, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct. So I
Yeah.
thought, yeah, coffee is bitter, it's not,
normal.
It doesn't, yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't excite me. But I thought, yeah, I still need to know how to make drinks,
Okay.
So I went around, checked out a few cafes, and Red Bean Bag was one of the choice.
Okay.
I was, I think, checking out also B side. I was checking out Plan B also at Banks.
Yeah, Plan B.
Plan
Last time
B.
used to managed by Corvex Coffee.
Is
I believe.
it?
Yeah.
Okay, the
managed
very
by
early
them.
years,
Yeah,
yes,
very
yes.
earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was checking out a few places, and somewhat I settled down in Red Bean Bag because I thought that was a concept that was closest to my ideal
What you want.
cafe. You know,
Okay.
it's like good brunch. I love good brunch. I love good food, brunch items, and then good coffee.
Yeah.
And I think that cup of coffee that was served to me was made by Kyung himself.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he was managing the bar back then. So I
Yeah.
remember, I didn't really prepare any resume.
You were scouting around, right?
Yeah, I
you're
was just
saying?
scouting around.
Yeah.
I was just checking out, and then I just walk in as a customer. I ordered the food, I ordered the coffee, I sit down and finish everything. Then I walk to the bar, and
Ask
I didn't
for
know
job.
Kyung was the owner. Yeah.
Were
I
you
was-
working the time? Part
Yes,
time?
I was still working.
Okay.
I was still working as a chef at the La Casa.
Okay.
So then I woke up, and then I asked for this job, and somehow he
He said yes, of course, that you need
he said,
people,
yes,
right?
we need people. Then I didn't know he was the owner as well. I just wanted to try my luck.
Mm.
No resume. It was just a very casual conversation, asking like, what do I do? What's my past experience
Mm.
and everything. Very short and sweet interview session.
Okay.
So I left, and then I got a message that he said, hey, he can wait for me if I would join them for a month, basically to tender my resignation
Yeah.
from my current job. So I tendered, and that's how my journey began as a
Okay.
barista.
Okay.
So to be honest, my very initial intention was, another place to learn, understand how to make coffee, and then I'm gonna leave the place.
So that will
Yeah.
be the next 10 years of your journey, right?
Yeah.
Next 10 years, right? Exactly 2022 or 2023 you opened Contour.
Contour is 23.
23,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
So the next 11 years you're staying
But
with
Yellow Brick Road.
Yellow Brick Road as well, yeah.
Yeah, like
In
Yellow Brick
between,
Road
yeah, I
is
forgot.
the very early one. So 2012, I joined Red Bean Bag as a
Okay.
barista. So within half a year, I sort of like
Want to-
learned everything
Okay.
and knew how to operate the bar and, improve whatever that needed to improve in the
Okay.
bar back then.
Okay.
So I thought, oh, I'm good at managing it. I understand. So I thought, yeah, that's pretty much about time for me to try venture because I want to start early. I'm afraid that, if I don't do it well, I still have time to, redo or go into, work for other people again if I want to start my cafe.
Understand.
So I said, then I literally tendered resignation at the Red Bean Bag within half a year. So I think that was the moment that I really sat down and had a lot more discussion with Kyung
Kyung, yeah.
to understand a lot more what's going on and what do I need to know.
Okay.
Because you don't know what you don't know, right? You will assume like, oh, that's all you need to know, and you just go with it.
Yeah.
So I sat down, we had a long conversation, and he said, you know what, we should work together. And he was somehow very kind enough to say, try to work this out and realize the dream for me or with me, whatever it is back then. I
Okay.
was like, okay, maybe we could consider, what can I do next? Because operating at the bar was done for me. I was from my personal achievement, I thought it was good enough. So then he opened up a lot more opportunity to let me operate and also help to take care of the service side,
Okay.
a bit of here and there, and taught me a lot more on back end management.
Okay.
Yeah.
So eventually you stay back for a little while.
Correct.
Right?
So he also offered, he said, what would you want more other than just working as a barista? So he's first one of it was to also support me with my side business, which was also baking. So I was
Okay.
still doing all my part-time job, which was supplying cakes and taking orders. So he also he also gave me the opportunity to start supplying to Red Bean Bag. So that was my one of the first
Client.
client as well,
Yeah.
the early clients
Yeah.
that was supplying to cakes too. So then I met a friend and his name is John. So somehow through the journey I met him and he said there's this opportunity to join competition. That's where I get to know about competition.
Okay.
So because to me, barista is just a job. I didn't know there was a competition. I didn't know there's such a big thing out there. So I took the opportunity. I asked Kyung, I said, hey, I'm interested to join the competition as well because I want to learn. He knew that Kyung himself also knew that there's limitation on whatever we can do in a bar. And if I want to know more, it's either I go for courses, or I do something beyond. So I told him I never really like to study. I never like to go classes. It's not my thing. So I said I wanted to try the competition. So that's how it started.
That's your first try, right? And you won.
First try. So
Right.
2013 was my first try. So half a year from that point, I joined. I think it's less than 6 months away
Yeah.
was the competition. So I think it's early 2013 was the competition. So I took the opportunity and joined. I still remember the training process was
Who trained you
intense.
out the time?
So,
how come it's like
very much on
I
myself.
heard Kyung, huh? You yourself?
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
How you get the information? What's the routine like?
Yeah, I know,
believe
right?
2012 to 2013. I don't think there's much of information
No.
during the time. There's no James
Very,
Hoffman at the
very-
time. There's no Lance Hendrick.
limited. Yes, correct.
There's no Lance Hendrick.
There was no not a lot of information.
Yeah.
And in fact, because I myself didn't really know how big was it, I joined the competition without knowing that there's a world stage competition back then.
Okay.
So what I did was just to Google barista competition. I still remember I Googled on the YouTube and I was watching a competitor, I think from France, a lady. I can't remember her name, but her video was on YouTube. So I literally
process, the whole
mimicked
process,
and
yeah.
copied the whole process of that 15 minutes. Of course, I studied the rules and regulation, but I didn't know who to ask, so I didn't really have a mentor. Mostly were just
Google was a mentor.
Googling, watching videos. That particular video, in fact, I didn't even watch other videos. That's the only video that I watched, and I copied every step as close as I can for my own routine. So I implement my own I would say personality in the competition, which is like the signature drink, how I prepare it, the ingredients was very local ingredients. I think I used gula melaka
And tofu. Tofu
tofu
fa.
fa. Oh, Kyung told you about that.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
that
were
was
saying about
one
that.
of the R&D.
I think that time it was
moment.
trending. Tofu fa cheesecake.
Is it?
Yeah,
Oh
tofu
yeah,
fa pudding.
tofu fa cheesecake.
Yeah,
That thing. Yeah.
That time it was trending.
Correct.
Yeah,
So
all the cafes. Yeah.
that was one of my R&D moment. So during the training or my training process, I most of the time I do it by myself. So I literally wake up like 5-6 o'clock. Then I go to Red Bean Bag. So Kyung gave me the key. So I go in the cafe and I set up the space and I start my own routine because I need to start my shift at 9-ish. I think 9 or 9:30. So I came in really early so that I have the time to practice my routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one question I really want to ask you.
Yeah.
Along your storytelling, what drives you, man? What motivates you?
Ah.
What motivates you like
It's-
so into this? Not just
Wow.
competition.
Yeah.
I can say you're very driven.
I think
What's
literally
your
myself.
What's your
self-motivation.
upbringing? Is it all your siblings and all your families are like that?
Not really.
Okay.
It somehow just kicked in. I think one part of me like was asking myself, "You're already at 25 years old. What are you gonna do? What achievement have you done throughout your life?"
You always ask this question.
I always ask this
To
question
yourself.
to myself. So, I was always afraid that I'm slower than other people. I don't do as much as other people or more than other people. So that is something within myself that scared. I always scared myself with that. So that's where I realized that I need to find ways to improve and grow myself. So I was a very very introvert person, like super introvert. When I was working at Red Bean Bag, Kyung was sitting on one table. I would sit on the like
next
two
table.
tables
Yeah.
away, eat my food.
Lunch.
His table, he was there alone. Then there's space to sit. But I always sit
You
one or
always
two
prefer to
tables
sit
away.
alone.
I would sit alone because I'm scared. I'm very introvert. I don't know what to talk. I don't want to talk as well. So I would sit there and eat my lunch and watch YouTube, whatever I try to learn as
Okay.
much as I can whenever I have free time. So I still remember that moment, one of the days that Kyung asked like, "Hey, why not you join us? Like sit here, we can have lunch together." I think that was the time that I took the plunge to say, okay, I'm going to sit with my boss and have a lunch together. So I knew that I needed to change, I think. So running a business, I some sort of have that part of
Adaptive.
me in mind.
Adaptive, right?
Yeah,
You're being
adaptive.
Yeah.
To know that, running a business, you need to have network. You need to know people. You can't be opening a business without knowing anyone. So that's one of the thought process behind it. So I thought I need to break through my own, challenges, which is to go out there and make friends. Because even being a barista for half a year, I don't really go around and talk to
Yeah,
other
talk to
baristas.
people, right?
Yes, yes. I just do my thing, be a barista in my own shop, then I go back. Very, very introvert. So I had to push myself, and that's how I started. That's how I took the opportunity to compete.
To compete, right?
Mainly two very, very main purpose. One is to break the ice for myself, to put myself out there.
Change yourself.
It's like a public speaking, you
Yes.
stand on a stage, presentation. And then second is to build network, to make friends with other baristas, because I know that this would be the time to meet new people. So that's the two very main purpose was going in my mind. And throughout the whole practice session, I didn't really ask or look for a lot of help here and there.
Then how do you decide the creativity of your signature drinks?
No idea. My point was, I just don't want to fuck things up on the stage. Just make sure I do everything within 15 minutes, serve the 4 espresso, 4 milk beverage, and 4 ginger drink. That's it. So I think partly my base was, my foundation was a lot more as a pastry chef. So use of ingredients and choice of ingredients is always in my mind.
Okay.
Like, pairing of flavors as like cakes, sometimes those are French cake. I was doing those back then, like layers of
Milk crepe,
ingredients. Milk crepe also, but before that, I was actually doing a lot of mousse based, like those cakes with different flavors, kind of creation. So use of ingredients was some sort of my strength. I knew that. So I was trying out with many different
So you
ingredients.
know how to pair the what good
Try,
what
yeah.
what's
Good,
with what's good with what one, right? Which one,
correct,
right?
correct.
So then how about your espresso? How about your milk drinks?
No idea. So
Then
I was serving what I know.
you were serving whatever Red
What
Bean
I-
Bag was
correct. It
receiving
was
right
a
that time.
blend. And our coffee was from Australia. It was I can't remember the name. Rubra. The
Okay.
brand was Rubra.
Okay.
So I used that as my competition coffee. It's literally the coffee that I serve in the cafe every day. I took it to the competition.
Okay.
I didn't know there was geisha such thing. I
Okay.
didn't even know that it exists.
Mm.
I didn't know what else I can use because you're not exposed to what you don't know, right? So you know what you can do. Then that's what goes on in my mind. So okay, I'm gonna use these beans. I told Kyung, I'm gonna do this. My calibration was 25 seconds, 25 mils per shot. No scale. It was all knock level.
I know,
swipe
right?
off.
I
That
know, old
was
school style, right?
super old school.
Yeah.
Not a single scale on my competition.
Yeah.
So that was the way to go for me because that's all I knew. And somehow things work out. I think everything was on point. The judges enjoyed the presentation. The drink was good. I definitely put a lot of time and hard work during my training process.
Okay.
To split the milk into 4 cups. That was the biggest challenge back then. But I was really working hard on how to really split it as equal as possible. Those were a lot of training process.
Try and errors.
Try and errors.
Yeah.
Correct.
Anything you did specially for the milk the time?
No, no.
Just whatever you serve
Back
in
then
Red Bean
it
Bag,
was it has to be in 5-ounce milk cup.
Okay.
5-ounce cup, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not like now you get to choose your cup, you get to underfill. No.
Yeah.
That
And
back
it mix,
then was like
mix the dairies and
yes,
non-dairies
no
all
such
together.
thing. No such thing.
So right now the bar has raised up so high.
So different now. There's like a lot more of variety, choice of ingredients. Yeah. So very typical, very basic. Espresso, milk, signature drink. My signature drink was just like I mentioned, just now Gula Melaka. I did a reduced red dates. So
Okay.
I rehydrate red dates and then I boiled it, I blend it, sieve, and then reduce again. So it was like a thickened syrup as well. And then I think I was using also lemongrass as the fragrance, the aroma. So this, and I don't know if there's another ingredient. I can't really remember.
Okay.
But it was along this line. The concept was pretty much local ingredients.
Okay.
That
Okay.
was my concept.
Localized.
Yeah, to pair with the espresso.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much about it. So that was my very first year, and no one knew who was I, who am I back then. There was a lot of seasoned barista at the top 6 as well, the finalists, and I weren't even expecting, any, even top 3. I was like, okay, as long as I get through, I'm happy.
Okay.
That's all. That was my target.
Yeah, you are more into going to the stage. Just want to challenge yourself. You're
Yes.
more like comparing to yourself.
Yes, only
instead
myself.
of comparing to others, right?
Yes.
That's very good because some people say that if your comparison is a thief of joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
know.
Theodore Roosevelt, right, say that.
Yes.
Comparison is a thief of joy. Do not compare yourself with others. That's very good, man.
I just need to be better than myself.
Yes. Now, how long you been working in RBB then, and then eventually move on to YBR, Yellow
Yeah.
Brick Road?
So 2013 was the year that I won a competition. So it was right after competition was things were picking up. So it helped a lot in terms of like marketing, the brand awareness, myself being known in the industry. And I think that time was also the very initial stage of specialty coffee, the booming of
Yeah, the
specialty
booming,
coffee.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
coffee. So 2013 was the year, very busy. I think I was also moving around and running the cafe, of course. So 2014, so we started talking about new shops expansion because things were picking up very well. So I was also thinking like, hey, I think I really wanted to open my own shop.
Yeah.
So moving on to 2014 was where we sort of start to talk about it.
Scouting new shops.
We do have a bit of discussion here and there. throughout the year, and of course still the same operating the cafe. I was doing what I need to do. I went for a few competitions in 2014, international competitions, but I didn't get any good results out of there. I think it was one in Singapore, one in China, one in Indonesia, the one I got champion also.
Okay.
So 3 competitions throughout the 2 years, international competitions, 2013 to 2014. So then end of 2014, we said, hey, I think let's really look for a shop. And the opportunity came up when we get to know that Damansara Heights, Batai, was doing a revamp.
Was a new
revamp. It was a very old place, but the management decided to revamp and beautify the whole place. So we thought it was a good timing. So we took the opportunity. We have a lot of discussion. We were planning for this new place, and we decided to work together. So myself, Kyung, and Lin, which was Kyung's wife, and I got in Sean as well back then.
Okay.
So to be part of the team. So he was working very closely with me eventually. As after the competition, we got very close. We were involved in a lot of all the coffee, events out there. So I thought he was a perfect, partner.
Yeah.
So the 4 of us was the opening, the
Starting team.
yes, for Yellow Brick Road.
I see.
So
What's the name come about? Is that the Beatles song?
yeah,
That is.
yeah.
Okay.
Is it
Was that a
Beatle?
Beatles song title?
I think another singer. Is it?
As I know, it's Yellow Brick Road is from Beatles. But
Is it? Yeah. I'm not so familiar. So this idea came from Lin, to be honest.
okay.
So 4 of us, 4 characters. So 3 guys and 1 lady. So we were giving out different names. One of the name that we almost we wanted to use was we call it One-Eyed Bat. EYED, bat, BAT. Like why we had the name, because we wanted it to be very local, like Batai, BAT, bat eye. Like
Okay.
that's where we Lin came out with
trying to
that
correlate with the Batai.
Correct, the Batai name, but then we thought it's too weird. Then she somehow got this idea and proposed Yellow Brick Road from Wizard of Oz, the story Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
So with the 3 characters, Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and the Lion.
The lady.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's how.
That's how we came about. 4 of us, we said, okay, we all have a same goal, to run a cafe, to operate, to make good food and good coffee.
Okay.
So let's name it Yellow Brick Road. So that's how the main name came about.
I believe it's the Yellow Brick Road that was quite successful, right? Upon launch, I've been there a few times.
Yes.
And always packed.
Yes. So
even on Wednesday afternoon, still packed.
Pretty good when we started. It was I would say pretty successful. I think we got a lot of help and the brand's awareness from Red Bean Bag.
Okay.
So we try to link it as a sister company, even though it's 2 different partnership, but it's like correlated. So that's how we spread the brand name through Red Bean Bag, and then eventually we opened Yellow Brick Road. Yeah. So that's how we began
also
in
you have
2014,
another
2015.
brand right upstairs. It's called
Wicked Pancake Parlor.
So the pancakes.
The very very early stage.
Yeah.
We wanted to split 2 different things. So downstairs is Yellow Brick Road. Upstairs is Wicked Pancake Parlor.
Okay.
So upstairs, if you have been to our old shop, is a very different design. It's like a lot of wood. We did a lot of panels around it. So a very cozy place. That's how we thought it's like where the wicked witch stay. Like is the place. Then Yellow Brick Road is downstairs. So that's how we came up with the idea. But eventually, people were looking for a pancakes daytime. So we wanted to open at night, the pancake. And then Yellow Brick Road is in the daytime. So eventually, within 2 or 3 months, we decided to merge both together because it was also pretty packed downstairs at Yellow Brick Road. So we needed to also
extra
open
space,
up
right?
More sitting upstairs.
Yep.
So that's when we decided to merge both and have
become Yellow Brick Road
Yellow
as a
Brick
whole.
Road and run both with the same operation hours, with the same menu as well.
Okay.
Yes. So that was how it started.
All right. So Then eventually Yellow Brick Road got moved out to a new space.
That's
That's because of change of management, or is it?
It was 2022. We moved to the 5.
Opposite, basically just quite opposite.
Very, very close
Yeah.
by, literally a stone throw away from Batai. So it was this change of management. So the Pavilion Group bought over the whole piece of land. Then it was a bit uncertain at that point of time. There was rumors that they're gonna build high rise, they're gonna demolish the whole place and everything. So our tenancy was about to end by then, and then we said, hey, we really need to decide. So we spoke to the management from Pavilion, and they said they couldn't do a long-term renewal.
Okay.
And we wanted to do a simple renovation to refurbish, because it was just right after pandemic. And we thought we wanted to give a refresh.
The timing, the tenure, about 7 years.
8
Yellow
years?
Brick? Yeah.
7 years? 7 years? Yeah,
Okay.
7 years. So we thought we really needed to move out if there's nothing solid from the management. So very lucky, we got the lot at the 5 at that particular lot, because it was taken before that. But somehow, I think also through pandemic, the initial owner decided to give up the lot, and we got the opportunity to take up the lot instead.
I see.
So it's just the right timing, that everything happened. Then we said, hey, let's move over. So that's how we revamped and refreshed the whole brand with a new logo, because I wanted to change, give it a fresh new look as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how we decided to move.
That
to the
was
5.
2022.
May.
Okay.
1st of May we moved
2022.
to. Yeah.
I see. So it's
Yeah.
been like almost 3 years right
3
now.
years,
The new
yeah.
place, new
Yes,
location.
Yes.
And then 2023, you started your new brand,
Yes.
Contour.
Contour.
Yeah.
So Contour.
But okay, wait.
Yeah.
Why PG Old Town? There's so many old folks over there. It's hard to
I
parking.
know, right?
Man, every time I go there, it's like, dude, I have to think about the parking, man.
A lot of people
Always-
ask me, like, why PJO Town? There's no cafe. There's away from where we,
Yeah.
the places that I usually go.
Yeah.
It's very far away from in fact, I don't even go to that area, to be honest. Probably once or twice a year if I pass by or I need to buy something. That's the corner
the
kitchen
kitchenware
supplier.
shop.
Correct.
Kitchenware shop, right?
Correct. That's the famous one that everyone goes there. I've been there too. So why there? I think it was very much of a very, very random scouting of place. So my intention was simple. I wanted a neighborhood for a
Okay.
Contour. So the brand, I wanted it to be a neighborhood place. And secondly, I wanted to be away from most saturated like cafe places. Let's just say like Uptown,
Yeah.
or SS2. There's been a lot of cafes around there. So I didn't want to compete or be there to be one of the cafes. I want to bring this concept to a new place. That was
Okay.
my intention,
Okay.
to a neighborhood, because it's a bakery. It's a bakery, it's a roastery. I wanted this to be somewhere close to people that that need it every day.
Okay.
So then was very lucky to found a lot, because it's also one of my dreams to have like a high ceiling, with natural lighting, and that particular lot has everything.
That particular lot, I remember it has mezzanine instead of first floor, right?
Correct. It has a mezzanine floor. So if not mistaken, the owner told me it was like a car workshop. I think
I see.
downstairs is where probably do the car tinting and everything. Then the mezzanine floor is usually like
The
the
office-
office.
the
Yes,
office, right?
Yes, correct.
I see.
So it was it's like that when we saw the place, and that time was very raw. The owner was also demolishing the roof, and it was bare, everything. So I thought it was the best timing to come up with the idea to have a high ceiling, with natural lighting, and somehow everything just come into
A line.
come into the picture in the perfect timing. Yeah.
So did you started off roasting yourself first,
So
or did you like have some other partners that?
so I haven't. So I personally don't roast.
Okay.
So, but I partnered with David. So
Okay.
David has been working with me at Yellow Brick Road for
I see,
7
I
years.
see.
So he's
Are you
like,
referring David Leong?
no,
Just now you
David
mentioned?
Chua.
Oh, David
Different.
Chua,
So
okay.
David Chua is my current, one of my current partners in Contour. So he's been working with me as the barista, eventually move on to manager and everything. So we work very, very closely to run the Yellow Brick Road throughout the 7 years. So everything was, he has grown so much. He wanted to also, explore a lot more different opportunities. And I thought it was one of the perfect time that we can work together now instead of him being just the manager at Yellow Brick Road.
Okay.
Because I think we needed to move on as well. So he needed to learn to have something new on
Progress.
his plate, a progress for himself.
Yeah, progress
Yes.
career, right?
Correct. So I thought that's the perfect timing. So he took up the challenge to roast as well. He has no experience in roasting. He's always been a barista, same as me.
Okay.
But we thought we needed a friend, someone that could help us. So there comes in our third partner, which his name is Wayne. He's from Sabah. So he has experience in roasting. He also operate cafes in Sabah, in Kota Kinabalu, running Crack Inc. So we thought we needed him, and he also wanted to explore KL market. So we said, hey, why not we have this idea to set up this place together?
Okay.
So Contour wasn't as simple as Contour wasn't the initial setup to
Okay.
begin.
Okay.
So the very initial idea was to set up a roastery only, okay, which focus on supply. So we only needed a workspace. We don't need like a front shop.
A pastry shop or retail.
Yeah, we don't need that. Yeah.
Okay.
So the initial plan was myself, David, and Wayne to focus on roasting, and we thought, hey, we start up this thing, and then we try to sell coffee. So we were looking around different places, shops, and everything, and then after a few thoughts, we were thinking like, hey, then who's gonna do the sales? Who's gonna do every other thing? And without brand awareness, it's not going to be easy as well to penetrate into the market. So that's our discussion. So on the other hand, I myself wanted to also realize my second dream now, which was to run a bakery, like a pastry bakery shop. So, but that time they didn't really wanted to be part of it because it was like very different business. So we should just focus on roasting by themselves.
Roasting and supplies.
Correct, roasting and supplies, and bakery they have very minimal, intention. But for me, it was both was really something that I really wanted to do. So I gave it a lot of thoughts. Took a few months to really think about it, how I want to operate it, because I can't be really running everything at one go.
I see.
And I don't think I have the time to also, be in the kitchen to constantly bake anymore, as I still need to run Yellow Brick Road. And if we are doing a roastery, I will need to be out there, since for myself as a in the coffee industry, I thought I will have to be out there to meet people and, to sell coffee. And then I said, bakery is something I wanted to do, but it's challenging. But somehow I managed to meet a new friend, which he's my current head baker. His name is LC. So I told him, I somehow connected to him through another friend, one of my old barista, my ex-barista. So he connected me to LC, and on the first time we met, everything clicked. He was working at another bakery, and then I was like, I told him my idea, my dream, and he really thought like it was a good idea for him as well. So we made friends. We eventually built our relationship, and time goes by. Within about a year, that's where Contour was born. So so before that, that's where I had this idea and confidence to run a bakery and roastery together. So I proposed this idea to Wayne and David. I said, hey, I think we should have a shop, a retail shop, in order for our brand to be out there. So that's where I said bakery would be, an item. It's a hot item. It's a selling item that everybody needs, everybody want. And I always wanted to be in the neighborhood. So I said, let's try this place, like this project. Let's give it a try. since I was able to, get someone to also help me, which was the head baker, LC, and then David said he will be roasting. So I said, I think we should be able to run this together. So they all were pretty into it. So they bought the idea of this bakery and roastery under one roof. And that's how we started
I see.
in 2023.
I see. Is there enough? Were the pastries baked in contour itself?
Yes.
Is
They
there
were.
enough space, dude? It's like, dude, you guys
Yeah.
bake so many things.
Yeah. So
I cannot see the kitchen.
So I myself do a lot of planning, kitchen planning. I draw the setup. So took me a lot of time as well to really plan the workflow for the whole the kitchen, the bakery, and also the front of house, the bar, and the roastery.
Yeah.
So there's space. It's not a lot. We're running on minimal. Basically, everything is super minimal, like one oven, one mixer, one everything.
Okay.
As long as we can start and run the show. So we weren't planning to run it really big. That's why it was a very small kitchen. We only wanted to supply the neighborhood, to be able to bake for our own shop. Doing supply weren't our initial plan. We just wanted it to be slow and steady, like really small. That's why if you see our sitting at contour, it's very limited.
Limited, right?
We
Is there any
wanted the
sitting on
takeaway.
mezzanine?
So there
There
are
is,
sitting.
right?
There is sitting, but
never
that
go
was not part of our initial plan.
Okay.
Yeah. So the mezzanine floor was supposed to be like our storage, our cupping table. That's why we have two high tables. We wanted to do our cupping
Okay.
session. There would be a spare, like a storage space for it. But upon the week after we opened, it got
packed, right?
really, really good response. Everything just turned out so well. It was overwhelming that we needed to open up a lot more space. So we had to buy literally directly
Compromise the
and
cupping
buy
room.
from IKEA. We bought like tables and chairs from IKEA and just put it up there. So
see.
that's how things were growing quickly back then.
So all right. So you have do you know how to bake French pastries?
So
yourself.
lamination, like
The lamination,
viennoiserie,
yeah.
is not my strength. So I can only make bread like sourdough and stuff like that,
okay.
and cakes, sweet stuff,
Big stuff.
big stuff, sweet stuff, cakes as well, and cookies and stuff. Just not the lamination product.
Damn, that's
is
very
my-
difficult, man.
Yeah, that is my weakest point. That's why I needed to look for
Yeah, head baker for
someone,
you.
a head baker that is skillful, that has all the knowledge and skill to prepare it. So, but I knew that how I wanted the result to be. I'm a lot on tasting and eating it. So we worked together where he created different kind of lamination, different variations, and that's how we decided to came out with our current product.
I see.
Yes,
I see.
yes.
And I saw you. I'm not sure whether you want to talk about it. I saw you posted 2025 a new project. You wanna
Yeah,
talk
my
about
story.
it?
Oh,
You
this,
wanna-
yeah, I'm definitely open for it. Yeah, so 2025, we
Then
were
you-
very lucky also.
Let me describe the photo, right? It's like in a cement floor, a new shop, vacant shop, right?
Yeah, just vacant.
Then the font 2025 new project.
Yes. That
What's up with that?
is,
That's Contour?
Contour next door.
Next door. Oh,
Yeah.
the expansion.
It's the expansion
I
for
see.
Contour. So it's we're lucky that we were able to get the next door, and that would be to expand our kitchen and also our seating as well. So with the current capacity, our seating it's not too ideal, and this area has a lot of old folks.
Yeah.
So climbing up the stairs is always something that we are always
Very
worried
dangerous.
about. Yeah.
And also F&B climbing stairs is very dangerous. as well.
Correct.
Yeah.
We have people like sleep a little bit, but lucky no major incident. Yeah.
okay.
So even our staff also once or twice they accidentally sleep and the glass dropped. So
Yeah.
I think something that we really wanted to avoid. But finally we have the opportunity to take up the next lot, and that's how we took the opportunity.
How
and,
big is the lot, man? Like that row, that stretch is about
it's
1,001?
1,005, I think.
1,005
About
square feet. Oh,
1,005,
so
yeah.
long.
1,005.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. When you go open for that?
We just took the lot. We're planning on
Next
the
2-3 months?
I think more than that. So
Okay.
probably April or May.
Okay.
Yeah,
So the kitchen will be moved over there.
kitchen will be moved over there. It will be a lot more bigger.
So you can offer more products by then, bigger
yes,
kitchen.
yes,
I
and
see.
we're planning for some hot food as well. At least
Okay.
like brunch, some simple breakfast items.
Yeah.
So because we got a lot of requests from our regulars that hey, we want
No
to eat,
brunch.
only
Yeah.
pastries we want to eat. So I think it's about time since we have the space, we can start a little kitchen as well.
I see.
Yeah, so that would be the expansion for a Contour.
Now, what drives you want to compete so many times, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how many times you compete, but I know
Yeah, four
for
times.
sure I know that you won 4 times, right?
Yeah. So 20,
What drives you? What motivates you wants to go and you know
yeah.
compete
So
and
I think
won 4 times?
the I think it's hard to describe
Yeah.
what is the drive, but
Yeah.
there's many factors in it, and I would say the most fundamental factor, the basic foundation that I want to always share is about making good coffee.
Okay.
I love good coffee, so as that's the reason that I've always been involved in coffee for the years. So 2013 is my first competition. 15 I joined again, and 2017 was the last competition before this happened. So throughout the years after 2017, which was 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, every year I do coach baristas. So one of the main purpose or main reasons that I really wanted to, share and give the knowledge that I have, whether to other baristas or within our company. I also coach our own baristas in the competition. So to me, competition is a ground to raise levels, to bring up new ideas, to raise things up as a target for barista or even for the public.
So a lot of people are saying that if you learn new tricks, you want to see whether it works or not. You go to competition, right?
Yes. So that's where you can showcase, right?
Yeah.
You can share whether it works or not. So I think it's a thing in me that I want to keep things going. So that's how I wanted to, that's how I stayed relevant in competition, to always coach or compete. So one of the main factor that pushed me to join the competition last year was through the previous champion, which was Suren. So Suren 2023 barista champion.
Yeah.
So how the whole thing began was he wanted to join a competition in 2023. So he was working very closely with the late Joey Mars, which was our roaster back then.
Okay.
But sadly, he passed away in 2022. And that's when I got very much closer to Suren at that point of time. So initially, Suren was working with Joey, and I think they were supposed to be the team to join competition. But he left, and Suren came to me and said, "Hey, I really wanted to join competition, and I think, I needed someone that has experience to work with him." So I took the opportunity. I thought he was someone that's very genuine. In fact, we compete together in 2013
I see.
in my very first competition. He was one of the competitors. as
I
well.
know he used to work for Cloudcatcher.
Yes, he also worked
was
in
it the
Whiz,
time?
Whiz for a long.
Whiz,
No,
okay.
he left Cloudcatcher already.
Okay.
Yeah, so he already left Cloudcatcher, and he was working at Round back then.
Round, yeah. But
correct.
2013, was he like representing Whiz Coffee or was he?
2013, I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
But
so.
he was there.
He was competing.
Okay.
So he said he needed help and someone to guide him. So I thought he was a person that was like a very capable barista, very passionate, someone that has that heart, that love for coffee and want to be out there. So I thought he was a perfect person. So we worked very closely. Things went really well. We managed to get things for the competition specifically. Everything was aligned, and we managed to work things out in a very good way. So one of the conversation was that he told me that I've been in coffee for a long time, but I've always been coaching, and the new barista will a lot of them have forgotten because I've stayed pretty low and I don't always go around frequently. I always stay. I just like be myself, do my thing throughout the years after 2017. So he said, like, I think you need to be out there, you need to be out there and making and sharing your coffee again. So he gave me a challenge and he said, you coach me, and if he wins, I will have to compete in the following year.
So that's why
That's how
you compete again.
yeah, that's how the
2024.
agreement came, and the promises was made. And 2024, I've decided to join again. Yeah,
see.
that was the
What
point of it.
What do you think the difference right now
Yeah.
between 2024 competition and 2013? What
Wow.
have you what have you like aware the notice, right? The
Yep.
game have been changed, obviously.
Yeah, obviously,
Way harder, I heard.
a
What-
lot more harder.
But you're still able to achieve it. what?
I think
First of all, what is the difference right now?
the standard has raised up so much in terms of coffee quality,
Coffee quality, the
the
beans,
knowledge
right?
of baristas. Back then, like you said, James often wearing it out there. You can't really find information out there.
Yeah.
But now, every barista is so capable. They are equipped with a lot of knowledge and understanding behind it. So I think the challenge is definitely there on the competition ground at this current stage. So I think this too was it, and of course the availability of coffee beans, really great roasters are all out there. So I think the biggest change is good coffee, good team is like people it has been expanding and growing so well. So a lot of great barista out there, and for me, I'm also kind of like worried when I was competing.
Okay.
But then again, my mind was to be better than myself.
Okay.
Once again,
You're comparing to yourself
Myself
with
again.
the previous ones, right?
correct.
I see.
So 7 years back, so I asked myself, what has changed 7 years? And I realized that everything has changed. The score sheet has changed. The way of how judges taste, how coffee is being perceived is very different. The coffee quality has improved greatly, meaning everyone can get really good coffee. And what should I do next? So to me, it's still a people. It's still a people. Coffee is still a people thing, meaning it's a lot about the sharing of your passion, sharing of your experience to people, to be yourself and sharing what you believe in to people. So to me, it was very much of a customer service. So I wanted to ensure that the judges enjoy the coffee that I serve. Hospitality.
Okay.
So I didn't do a lot of fancy stuff. To me, it was always really good coffee should speak by itself. So to me, it's mainly really refining my own techniques, my skills as a barista with use of so many new equipments are available now. Back then, it's all manual. Okay,
No skill,
the
no
classic
nothing,
way.
man.
Yeah, now it's like everything on point. It has to be on point. So a lot of training as well to improve my skills and techniques. And I think to be sincere, to share what you believe in. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you use your own contour beans the time roasted by yourself?
Yeah. So
Then last year?
last year I worked with Jimmy from
Okay.
Afloat Coffee
Afloat,
Roaster.
yeah.
So we didn't roast our own coffee. We're very new. So considering that we have a 5 kg Pro Bat and it's a pretty large machine, and competition coffee is always very expensive. And we needed a smaller roaster as well. And we needed someone with experience as well, and very, very enthusiastic, very passionate in, perfecting the craft of roasting. So that's where Jimmy comes into my mind, because I've known Jimmy for more than 10 years as well. He was my opening team at Yellow Brick Road,
Okay.
barista as well.
Okay.
So he's been in the coffee. I've seen his work, his passion in making really, really good coffee. So I thought this was one of the best opportunity that we can work together and bring this on the stage. So he agreed, and that's how we began.
Okay. Obviously you're bright.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a very good perspective towards the F&B,
Yeah.
right? Would you suggest if someone, young people come to you, they want to open a cafe, would you suggest to them as well to do so? Or what's your opinion?
Wow.
What's your advice for people like
New
this?
business owner.
Yeah, like probably young, just probably work one or two jobs,
Yeah,
or probably
well,
someone who is very tired of a corporate job.
to be honest, I will always ask them, if you want to suffer, then you try doing it. Yeah, I think it's not an easy task to
Okay.
start an F&B.
Yeah.
So I will, if there are friends that always say that it's a dream, I think I will, most of the time I will tell them
Think carefully.
it's a combination of many different things. It's not just you being able to make coffee, because that was me back then, and I thought that was it. Sorry. So, I think a lot of thought process need to be done, and secondly, I think it's like networking, meaning is one of a very important factor to have your networks, your friends out there that they will help you to spread the words out there. If you were to start a business one day.
Okay. So you're going to compete in Jakarta, right, this year?
No, it will be in Milan,
Oh, Milan. Okay. Which month is it?
October.
Okay. All right. Cool. So you're heading to Milan, October,
Yes.
right? Now, I want to ask you also, what is your advice for the people who, want just started off as a barista? What's your advice for them to become a better barista? I would say in generally.
Yeah, I always ask new baristas or in general, I'll ask them to always be very curious.
Okay.
So what I realized
Can
is
you
that,
further elaborate on that?
yeah, what I realized is that baristas or people generally learn what they are taught. Meaning, if I teach you this is what you're gonna do, and you're always limited within this scope. Be curious, meaning to learn or to ask yourself questions beyond what was given to you.
Why is it like this?
Yes, why is it like that? Correct. So it's as simple as, this is our recipe: 20 grams in, 40 grams out at 25 seconds. So be curious. You're gonna ask yourself, what if I do 19 grams, 18 grams, 16 grams? What if I pull 45, 50, 60, 70 grams? What will happen? Can I even pull up to 100 grams? What will happen? Meaning be curious on how much more that you don't know, so that ask yourself a lot more question than what is being given to you. I think that's where you learn a lot more than what you're being taught of.
You're exposed even more, right? You're saying.
Correct.
Right.
And also always don't be afraid to fail.
Okay.
Yeah, I think people are always scared, or they don't want to fail. They want to be successful, but it's always the failure that teach you a lot more new things.
I see.
Yeah, like my tofu pho.
Okay.
Espresso.
Do you still make that right
No.
nowadays?
But I probably have intention to
for
try it again.
Nostalgic sake.
Yeah, I
Do you
think
plan to
dark
redo
roast
that?
may not work
Anymore.
with that. So maybe with a lighter roast, with proper, well-balanced sweetness, lighter roast coffee, I think it could work. It
Okay.
could work with.
Okay,
a
perhaps
tofu
you
pho.
can put that into your menu,
Yeah.
for seasonal drinks.
Yeah,
this month
maybe.
only,
Maybe.
for nostalgic drink, nostalgic 2013 champion drink. Signature.
Signature R&D prototype 1.
Okay, the next question I want to ask you.
Yeah.
What is your favorite brew method? Do you have any to go to? If
I love espresso. I always
Espresso.
love
A neat shot.
espresso base.
A neat
Yeah,
shot.
A neat shot. Yeah. So
Do you have like a preference for in terms of a country or a process?
I do love Ethiopian.
Wow,
Yeah,
dude.
but
Yeah,
but
good, man.
I think that's like always very very good. But my personal favorite, is good Colombian coffee.
Okay.
I think that is comfort to me.
Which one? Which kind of process are you talking about?
It's in general, wash, natural, or even honey process.
Okay.
These are I always love the basic methods of processing. So Colombian is something very close to myself, to me, and I love their profile. Basically, nothing too fancy. They're very rounded acidity. Sometimes a touch of citrus note in there. A little bit of nuts and chocolate notes are still in there as well. Nothing too fancy. A comfort coffee that I can drink every day. I think a good Colombian is what I always look for. But nowadays there's been a lot of changes, I think. Yeah. So
Nowadays, it's like full anaerobic, man.
yeah, everything
99%.
anaerobic. In fact, my competition is also anaerobic.
But the reason, But
Yeah.
I believe, let's say if you do it correctly,
Yeah, yeah.
it'll be very nice and pleasant.
yeah.
I tried very nice honey process with anaerobic, and it's very nice and
Yeah.
very balanced.
Yeah, yeah.
And also recently, I tried one of the Bangkok roaster. It's called Samadu coffee roaster.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
And it's very, very nice.
I love their
It's like-
coffee.
and
Yeah,
You know what?
their roasting is good too.
I bought it. I overloaded my stock, right? So the beans were stored there in my chest freezer for like 7 months.
Until now, You
And
still
then
have it?
just probably a few weeks ago, I opened it.
Uh-huh.
And it tastes fresh.
good.
It's
yeah.
so bright.
I think
And it's
freezing coffee
Colombian
is the way to
washed.
go. Colombian wash.
Colombian wash
yeah,
espresso.
nice, right?
So bright, man.
Very bright, very vibrant, lively.
Then I
yeah.
cannot get the result anymore.
Why?
Like the next batch is different beans.
Oh, okay.
Colombian
Yeah.
wash. Damn, it's different.
Yeah, I think batches to batches will always be there.
It's different roast. It's different region also.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not the
different
same
region
beans.
will always
Yeah,
be. Yeah,
I always have that benchmark from Colombian, very bright and
Yeah.
fruity one.
yeah.
So,
True, true.
so you are into Colombian
Colombian
espresso
espresso
room method.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have a favorite grinder?
Favorite grinder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you have like a dream grinder of yours?
I think EG1 has been the dream.
You already have it.
We already have it
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I
What's so good about that? Let me ask you. What in
I
your
think the
opinion? What's so good about
consistency,
it?
the grind consistency is there. And
do
it
you-
looks cool, of course.
Yeah, it looks like scientific shit, right?
Exactly.
So do
The
you
build
mess?
is beautiful.
Do you
yeah.
mess with the RPM?
I do try out different RPMs as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, yeah.
What do you think about that? the
Usually,
RPM?
for espresso, I like to go around 800
Mm-hmm.
to about.
800 is lowest already, right?
I think can go lower.
Oh, really?
Our version still can go lower.
Okay,
Yeah,
I think the
600
first
or
gen is
500.
like 800.
800, is it?
Yeah, first gen
yeah,
is 800.
Yeah, yeah. 8 to 1000 is my range in general. That's how I go around because I think at a lower grind, lower RPM, the grind size is a lot more even,
Yeah.
and I can play around with
Much more uni, right?
correct.
And
Extraction.
and that is just what's the difference then if let's say if you grind
Mm-hmm.
low RPM, right? Like you say more uni.
Yeah.
And what about high, like max out? What is the difference then? I don't
lot
get
of-
me wrong. It's not a test for you. I just don't have an RPM over here like
Oh,
grinder.
okay,
Like
okay.
EK is not RPM control.
Yes.
I don't have a good RPM control
Yes.
grinder, so that's why I'm very curious.
It tends to produce a lot more fine,
Fine,
so it will
right.
choke the extraction and create a lot of channeling on that. So the good part is that with RPM you get to find the sweet spot specifically for different coffees because some coffee are more brittle, some coffee are less brittle. So and also with the density of the beans, with the roast profile. So that's why it's the range. I can't always say I'll stick it at 800. So a different range will work for different coffee density to find the sweet spot for the even extraction. That's always the case.
So it's very easy to dial in, I would assume, the way you're saying that. Weber Workshop, EG1, is it easy to dial in?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you mind to make me one good, delicious shot
When you-
whenever you're free?
can.
Yeah.
At Contour?
Yeah, of course. Contour,
course.
man. Your favorite grinder, your favorite beans. I
Yeah,
drink whatever
yeah.
you make for me, man.
Okay,
How
man.
about that?
Okay.
You name the price, I pay for it.
Wow.
How about that? I think it's worth it.
Okay, can.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you have your favorite coffee grinder,
Yeah.
EG1.
Yeah.
Do you have coffee machine at home?
I do used to have one, which I don't really use it now. It was one of the prize for the competition
Mm-hmm.
in 2013. It's
Okay.
Nova Simonelli Musica,
Oh, damn.
the very first version.
I
the old
know.
version.
I
Yeah.
know. That is also. Do you put the strip on it? No, right?
No, the light. you
Yeah,
said.
light, right?
I
A
know.
lot of people put
yeah,
strip
a lot
light,
put the
right?
strip. Correct. I don't put
So
that.
you don't put that. Okay.
Yeah.
I also have very similar look, which is Nova Simonelli Oscar 2.
Oscar 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
2 is
a,
a new version, is
it's
it?
a new version.
Yes.
Oscar 2.
Yes.
Oscar 1 is like really fugly lah. So, but that's my first machine.
Okay.
Home first machine.
Home first machine. I
What
was damn lucky to have a single group though. As a prize, as a champion
I
prize,
think 2013 you don't get much of choices single group to use at home.
Yeah, we don't.
I think you have Gajia Classic Pro, Gajia
Yeah.
Classic,
Yeah. I think the
Oscar 1.
Rocket was available already.
No, I don't
Not yet.
think so.
Oh,
Uh,
Oscar 1, yes, I
Oscar
know.
1.
Yep.
I think also Ranchillo Silvia.
Okay.
Those are the OGs.
The OGs.
And Musica is basically, wow, how come so
yeah,
expensive one?
yeah, correct. Back then was like the
3,000
premium one,
3,008, then 3,000 something ringgit
Uh-huh.
for Oscar 1.
Oh, I didn't know the price back then.
Then
so-
Musica is like 6,008.
Oh, yeah.
And the same
I remember
engine.
it was like 7K-ish or so. I thought it was...
6,008.
Okay.
And same engine. Same shit. Different casing.
Different
only.
case, different
casing
everything.
only.
Yeah. Got hot water dispenser.
Oh, yeah, that's the thing.
The Oscar doesn't have
The
hot
Oscar
water.
doesn't have.
Yeah.
You have to prepare your own kettle.
Yeah, I have to...
So
Yeah.
that machine's still with you right now.
Still with me right now.
You're barely using it.
Barely using it now because most of the time I'll drink at my shop.
Yeah. So I don't have coffee machine at home as well.
Yeah.
I don't want to distract myself.
Yeah.
I spend more time at home than
Then
spend
you
less
won't
time
be
at work.
here.
Yeah. But there's one thing I recently discovered which is surprisingly good.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard about Pico Presso?
No.
Dude,
Pico Presso.
that thing is so good, man.
Is it? Is that like
Yeah.
an automatic machine? Or?
No, man. It's like a handheld pressing machine.
Oh, that one is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It can, 51 mm.
I think I have one.
51 mm.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's a
51 mm. You have to pour in.
basket.
If
Yeah.
you have to pour in your own hot
manual
water.
press.
Manual press. You can buy
Okay.
separately module with the pressure gauge.
Okay.
And that thing is so good, man.
Is it?
You just blindly just press out only, but still good one.
I have one now. It's called...
Star Reso.
No, another brand. It's a battery operated one.
Oh, okay. I forgot what the name.
Suddenly I
but
can't
I
recall.
forgot the name. That one's bigger. That is
was
bigger.
About
taller.
this. Yeah, about
It's
this
like
size.
a tumbler size.
Yeah, it's like a tumbler size.
That one, that's a very small one.
I love it though.
Pico Presso is small.
Pico Presso is smaller. It's
Very
a
small.
manual version one.
It's a
right?
manual
Yes,
version.
Yes, and that one was... I thought it was pretty awesome because it can even boil
Oh yeah, that one I
the
can boil
water.
one.
I don't even need to
I have a
boil.
green color one, right?
Green color one. I have. So I thought it was amazing though.
But the
like,
boil takes like 5 minutes though.
about 3 to 4 minutes. Yes, yes. But it's like, if think about it, if you're out there, you don't have hot water with you all the time, but you want to drink espresso, and it's really cool that you get to prepare that outdoor.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, I heard that.
Awesome.
But the full charge can probably like do like
2 or 3
4,
times.
yeah, 4, max
Yeah,
at
I
4.
Think, I
yeah.
think I have.
Yeah. I forgot the name. I saw that in YouTube as well.
Yeah, in fact, they sent me the product to review. That's,
Alright.
That's why I.
Do you have a
got to-
YouTube channel?
Altin.
Outin.
Outin. Altin.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a YouTube, mainly on Instagram.
I see.
Yeah, so that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. So I'm so surprised as well, Pico Presso. I got the loan unit from my student.
Oh, okay.
And then I want to try out, right? So she told me that, hey, this is very good. You're going to check it out. So loan to me. Oh, damn.
51
Almost tastes like the long black almost tastes like from my machine, man.
Right.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Just
that's
press
cool.
it blindly and it comes out
Yes.
nice as well.
Yes. I think it's cool to have this kind of like
I
gadgets
think
to bring around.
back in 2013, you don't barely
There's-
get anything, man.
Yeah.
You always have to go to a cafe and buy
Correct.
coffee and make yourself
Correct.
coffee, man.
Correct.
Right now, it's like so privileged.
Yeah.
Yeah, right now it's so damn privileged, man. So, okay, before we wrap things up, do you have any plan for your contour after your expansion? Any
Wow.
big
So the
plan after that?
current focus would be.
Do
the
you do
shop
supplies
itself.
for the
Yes,
pastries?
so we do supplies.
Okay.
We supplies quite a few cafes. In fact, for pastries.
Yeah.
103 Coffee is our key client, so they take for all of their 4 outlets. Recently, we just worked with Bean Brothers as well, so we do also supply to them, and there are a few others, other cafes as well. I think about 8 to 10 cafes, quite numbers for our wholesale pastries. So for now, we'll focus on the expansion, the next door. But the bigger plan for Contour is to open outlets, kiosks, more like kiosks and small kiosks along
In the
probably
mall?
high traffic areas,
Okay.
like malls or like public station, like public transport stations or offices. So because we our model is like we can produce the pastries and coffee in house,
And
so we
supply to
roast,
that.
then we can supply to our outlets, all of it. So that is our ultimate goal for now. So probably a few outlets, little kiosks around town.
I
Yeah.
see.
So if we get an opportunity in future that people come with empty spots, we may consider in future once we set up our kitchen.
I see. Who do you look up to in terms of brand, in terms of specialty coffee brand worldwide?
Worldwide,
Yeah, who is your role model in that
I
regard?
I think I love Onibas,
Onibus Japan.
Japan.
Damn, they're so good, man.
So good.
Coffee.
The coffee, even their little kiosks.
I never been to Japan. I've been to Bangkok once.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I've been
so
to Japan. I haven't been to Bangkok once.
Yeah, I've been that, and then I bought their beans.
Yeah.
Damn, so damn good.
It's like they never fail, in my
Okay.
opinion. My experience drinking their coffee, all of it is always good. It's nothing fancy. It's not like
Which-
all the fancy, expensive.
They have few outlets,
varieties.
right, in Tokyo.
In Tokyo, I think there are a few outlets. I've been to one, but I can't remember. It was like a little kiosk as
Okay.
well, close by to the public transport train station.
Okay.
And I remember I was sitting there with Joey, and we were ordering few coffees. In fact, like after shots of espresso, then we ordered like the milk, and then we ordered also the
Filter.
filter. Yeah, we tried everything. All of it was fantastic.
So what is the key elements that makes you that you're so adore them,
They-
admire them?
Their product itself.
The products,
Yeah,
the
it's
quality.
very approachable. Very approachable. The quality. It's also a thing that you can drink and do daily, which I always believe in. That coffee. I want to drink it every day. I want to drink something that is like comfortable, good coffee every day. Then, of course, their whole brand identity, their packaging, I think it's always is pretty interesting as well. Yeah, so they would be a goal that I want to be.
I see. So Onibus.
Onibus.
Yeah, Onibus.
Yeah, I love it.
So what about, would you recommend, do you have the recommendation of local Chaos Lango? If you want to go to, where would you go to cafes for coffee?
For coffee specifically, I think one half Keith by Keith is
Okay.
doing
Roastery?
fantastic job. One half roastery, yeah, he's doing fantastic job. Really, really good offerings. Also Toothless Coffee.
Toothless?
I think
Edward?
he has a lot of new offerings nowadays, which I think is pretty awesome. And also Curate Sean. Yes,
Your
Curate
dear
Coffee
friend?
Roaster. Yes, my dear friend. A lot of good coffees from them. So
Yeah.
there are few. These are the few role models I will also refer to when I see them, when I taste, when I drink coffee. I think to keep ourselves in the industry. Yeah.
All right. That's pretty cool, man. So right now we're hitting at mark 1 hour and 10 minutes. Anything else you want to share?
I think pretty much about it. Yeah. Drink more good coffee.
Drink more good coffee.
Yeah. Drink more
Yeah.
good coffee. I think one thing something that I'm like thinking nowadays is about with the rise of the coffee price. I think
That's very concerning, man.
yeah, that's very
Last
concerning.
week is 87%.
Correct. It's a new thing for me. So to be honest, because previously I'm never in coffee roasting, so I've never been buying green coffee. It's
Yeah.
always about buying roasted coffee.
Yeah.
And last year is our year, of looking for greens, searching for good coffee, tasting a lot of cupping and sourcing for it. So it's very new for me, and I think this would be sort of a struggle for me now to understand how to navigate in this, I would say, sort of difficult time, because it's not something that people can control in terms of, the climate change and everything. So I think for me, I would highly, I would say, hope that consumers do understand that the price hike of the coffee will be coming and really affecting a lot of people. Then of course, every roaster and everyone will try to always keep it low, as low as we
Try
can.
to absorb as much as we can.
Exactly, but I think it's impossible to avoid someday soon that this will hit to to the roastery and then eventually to the consumer as well.
What price do you see it will become for a cup of latte, 200 ml, in 5 years or 10 years to come?
Wow.
What would you
5
in
or
your
10
mind?
years out.
Yeah, in your mind, right? Let's say this trend ongoing for like 5 years later, right?
Man, I can't
How much
imagine.
do you think a healthy profit margin for a cafe
Yeah.
to sell a cup of latte?
Wow, I think now we're hitting about 14, 15,
Yeah,
right?
14,
This
15 is norm. Is the norm. Yeah. back in 2013, were you guys selling 10 or 9?
10, I think around
10,
10.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
around
10.
10. Yeah.
Mm.
Wow.
Wow, right now
That's,
it's like 12 years later, we just only barely increased 30%.
Yeah. and,
40%.
and the cost of coffee has been like
100% over.
skyrocketing. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't think it can go up to 20 ringgit. It sounds almost impossible. But who knows? The standard of living, it may have grow by then to hit the point in 5 years time. I have no idea, but I think in near future, 18 ringgit probably,
Yeah,
17,
probably,
18
yeah.
ringgit
In
would
3
be,
years to 4 years to come, right? 18 ringgit.
would be something that in fact I think some they are selling at this price
18.
now.
Yeah, in Bukit
18.
Bintang, yes, 18.
Yeah. So I think the price will is still approachable. But if it's anything above 20, might be a bit tough.
2016, I went to Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
That time, it was a cup of flat white, 27 ringgit. 2016.
2016, 27 ringgit. But that's Hong
27
Kong lah.
ringgit. That's Hong Kong. Yeah,
Hong
that's
Kong
Hong Kong.
is everything is expensive
Yeah,
there.
I cannot imagine right now, man. What's happening there? Maybe like 40 ringgit.
Yeah, 30 over 40 already. Yeah, it's crazy. I just don't know because coffee is it's a daily consumption. It's a daily need. I can't see that if it hits those kind of prices, it's something that is not approachable anymore. And I truly like try and hope that we roasters can manage our costs. But again, it's also price and quality. As a lot of time it comes hand in hand. Really good coffee will be expensive to a certain level because requires a lot more manpower, like more little details going on from farm level.
I think to put a little bit of context, the reason why the coffee beans has been jack up the price so high for the past few weeks, right? It's because of the drought.
Yes, the drought
in Brazil.
Yes.
So I heard it's more than 100 days of no raining at the farm. So and it's not yielding.
Yes, correct.
So that's part of one big reason.
Yes.
That's the leader.
That's the leader, exactly.
That's the leader.
Because Brazil is like, 50-60% of the production already.
If let's say leader raise up your price, who are you not raising up the price?
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly.
So that is the main reason why for the current 2 to 3 years, climate change and also it affects the coffee farmers.
Yeah, it does. It does. It affect their livelihood as well.
I heard not just coffee beans, chocolates,
yes,
salt and pepper,
yes,
as well.
I think
they are coming up. Yeah, any commodity,
yes,
will increase. We will face the influx of price increment in years to come because of climate change. It doesn't yield as good as it used before.
Yeah,
it used to be.
I think it's bound to happen one day. It's just how we, every individual, play our role to keep things in check.
Yeah. Stop using plastic straw and start using plastic cup, perhaps. It's the same shit, right? It doesn't work. Cup. This doesn't work to me. This doesn't work to me. It's like stop using the plastic straw, start using still serving the plastic cup. It doesn't work to me, right?
I know,
bring your own cup, man. Bring your own tumbler, man.
Marketing is such a small thing. There's so many other bigger plastic stuff going on.
And still paper cup with the plastic lid. Dude, this is also I always avoid. Let's say I have a plastic cup. Let's say I have a paper cup, right? Don't give me the plastic lid, man.
It's
just weird to me, man. Yeah, it doesn't work to me as well. So try to bring your own coffee tumbler or your own cup to tap out your coffee, right? Yeah. I think that's about it. Thanks for coming, Jason.
Thank you so
Pleasure
much
to talk
for having
to you.
me, Dennis.
It's what an honor to talk to you, man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks so much. Thanks for listening, everyone. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.